What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. As you can see from the title, it is time. It is time to react to the quarter-final draw. Man United have been knocked out. As you all know, that is our bogey team. Yeah, whenever we go down the line, United are there. But however, if that was to happen, Man United won't be in our way because they just lost on penalties to Fulham. And we'll be reacting to the draw. Of course, we started an hour later because the game went to extra time. Palace will be ball number 3. Let us know in the comment section who you want in the draw. I'm going to keep it simple. Number 1 team for me, and I mean this with all due respect, Preston North End at home. I'm not here to play any games. Teams to avoid, the major team to avoid is Man City. Apart from that, I'll be honest, on our day, I feel like we could do something. We could do something against the other team that's remaining. I'm joined by Lou here as well. Lou, United are out. We spoke about it yesterday. It's the one team that no one wanted.
I feel like I would have rather played United.
Well, you know what? I was actually thinking the same. Then I was like, I'll rather play Fulham than United. Don't forget about it.
Would you rather, yeah?
Yeah. You know how it goes with United. Despite them being awful, they're always
managed. They're crap. They're crap.
I know. But there's still another big team there, Man City. As I said, Palace will be ball number 3. When the draw starts, I'll be reacting to it live, and we'll be getting your thoughts as well. And I won't be going through the comments in case I'm a bit behind. Preston North End, ball number 1. Aston Villa through as well, ball number 2. Palace 3. Fulham, now that they've gone through, will be ball number 4. Brighton, who also beat Newcastle today, ball number 5. Bournemouth 6, 7. Man City. And ball number 8 is still yet to be determined. The game will be played tomorrow, and that's between Forest and Ipswich Town. Any teams in particular that you're looking at saying, you know what, that's who I want? I'm saying Preston North End. That's my number 1. Preston North End.
Everyone wants Preston.
Preston North End, and then who else? Would you want Brighton in the quarterfinals? Is it too early?
Fulham away. I'll take Fulham away.
I'll take Preston, then Fulham. That's my number 2. I'm going to create my top 3. And then after Fulham,
what about
Villa, yeah. That's my 3. If we can get either Preston, Fulham, or Villa, the draw is about to start. Are you watching it, by the way?
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm about to take this chat off.
You're going to be a bit ahead of me. You might be a bit ahead of me. So,
yeah, if I go like that, just know it ain't good.
All right, I won't be looking at you then. We'll be reacting live in the comment section as well. Don't worry, I'll be reading through the comments. The draw is about to start. As I said, Preston North End for me, Fulham, Villa, 3. Either one of those teams I think will be a solid draw. Of course, the one that I want the most is Preston. There's teams out there, when you're looking at the draw, there isn't that many so-called the bigger, like the Arsenals or the Liverpools in the draw. So Man City is the only one. Man City is the only one.
If we get Brighton, I want Brighton at home. I don't want to go back to the Amex. We've won there already. I don't want to jinx it again. I'd rather them come to our ground. And they're a team that won't sit back against us. Yeah.
I want them. I want whoever we get. I want them at home. To be fair, I know you might not think the same. Was it you? I spoke to a few people.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind a few away games just because you get like a big allocation.
Yeah, true. But if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. It helps us massively. And also the matchday vlog from the Millwall game is out as well. Patrick, he's flying back now. Unfortunately, he won't be here for the quarterfinal draw. He recorded a vlog for us. So check that out. Sean Scannell interview if you haven't already done so as well. Every like, every subscription matters. So really appreciate you all that do it. It takes a second of your time and helps us out a lot. Let me quickly look through the comments. Ipswich or Forest. I think City will get Preston. I'm fearing that as well. I feel like City will get some easy draw. They want City to go to the final.
It's happening.
Okay, cool. It's happening. All right, cool. For me, of course, I'm a bit behind. Just try to not react until I do it because you're ahead.
I might have to tell you. I might just have to tell you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Fulham are out.
Fulham are first.
Fulham. Palace.
Have we got Fulham?
Fulham away.
Fulham away from home. That was quick. Fulham away from home. Of course, we just done that trip. We managed to beat them 2-0. You know what? I'll take that. That was my number 2 team. To face.
Villa.
Let's see who else. Let's see who else is Let's see who's got Preston North End.
Preston Villa.
What are we saying, chat? How are we thinking? Fulham versus Palace. It's a good one. I'll take it as well. Fulham away. It's a good one. I'll take it, says Evan. Who's Preston got?
Bournemouth City.
Preston got City.
No, Bournemouth got City. Preston got Villa.
Bournemouth got City. That's a good draw. Good draw. Bournemouth at home. That's a good draw.
Brighton at home to Forest or Ipswich.
Okay. Look, we avoided City. So I wonder who's... Oh, yeah. So that's good. Yes, I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that. Fulham away from home. Are you going to be... No, yeah, I don't think you can talk right now. Okay.
We will be there.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. I'll take that. Bournemouth, City, both teams we don't want exactly, and I'm happy with one of those going out. Maybe Bournemouth can do something against City. Preston North End got Aston Villa at home. See if they can do anything. Palace Brighton final.
I wouldn't mind Villa going through because that's a potential one we can get in the semis.
Yeah. Well, I would still like Preston to go through out of them two if we were to go through. Preston Villa. Yeah, look, we got this. Preston next round. Palace smashes anyone. Everybody can get it. I'm happy with that. I think there's a good chance. Of course, I'm not going to... Look, it's not going to be an easy game. It's a cup game away from home.
Listen, 6,000 the whole away end.
The whole way, it doesn't matter anyways. They got a neutral section. It doesn't even in a league game, that's the whole way end. But yeah, it'll be sold out. We will be there. 100%. Yeah, 100% will be there. So Fulham, Palace, Preston North End, Aston Villa, Bournemouth City, Brighton versus Forest or Ipswich. Yeah, Forest or Ipswich. Of course, they're going to be playing.
I think the fact that Bournemouth, I think that's the best draw we could have got after Preston because Bournemouth have got City and Forest have got Brighton. The four teams who we wanted to avoid all play each other.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's one team in that draw that could do something against City, I think it's Bournemouth. Bournemouth have full trouble.
Yeah. They beat them already.
And they're playing at home as well.
They beat them already. There.
Yeah. Look, Fulham was my number 2 team, and we got them. It would have been better at home, but I don't mind. It's still London. It's still a London team, so it's not the worst. We can beat Fulham. It won't be easy. Will we be okay without Mateta? Well, Mateta should be coming back. Hopefully, should be back for that game as well. Nicholas saying winnable. Very winnable. Fulham have gone off the boil big time. I wouldn't say they've gone off the boil, but they are you can definitely beat them as we've shown in the reverse fixture. Big up Fulham, yes, brilliant. Everyone's happy. I haven't seen. Is anyone upset about it? Is anyone like, oh, Fulham away from home? I'm not a massive fan of it. I don't think anyone can be. I think the best outcome would have been Preston.
Do you know why it's good as well? Because Fulham have got quite they got a crap home fans, and it's the cup games bring a different sort of atmosphere, and I think the fact that Palace will have 6,000 fans in that end, we'll be in it'll be like proper cup fever, quarterfinals, place at Wembley. I think it's set up for us, man.
Yeah, it is. Happy with the draw. Red saying who have we got there? Brighton have got either Forest. I think
they'll be over. They'll be overthinking it as well after we battered them. They'll be thinking. I think they'll be overthinking it as well. Like they'll be a bit nervous. Like we just got battered by this team. But yeah, it'll be a tough game though.
Yeah,
but I definitely think after Preston. After Preston, it was definitely the game. The draw. After Preston, that was a team I wanted.
Yeah, same. Literally, it was Preston, Fulham, Villa. And we got the second team, so I can't really moan about it. There's about 100, as I said, nearly 200 of you here. We've got 67 likes. Let's see if we can get hit over 100 likes before we end the stream. Complaining is to be picky, but seriously got to fancy this one. I'm glad with a draw, but will be a tough game. We will totally outsing them too. This is the 1 in 100 simulation that we didn't get United away. Exactly. And United are out. United are out the cup as well. How are you feeling about seeing the other draws as well? Does that give you a bit more hope about going all the way? About, you know,
Yeah,
seeing Bournemouth and City facing each
yeah,
other?
definitely. I think Bournemouth, like City, is a 50-50 game at this point, especially in the cup. And Forest just beat Brighton 7-0. So, do you know what I mean? It's going to be those two games are really tight. Yeah, man. Like I said, I would like Villa to be in the semis. If I could choose a team to get maybe in the semi-final, it would be a team like Villa.
Who do you, in terms of the outcome of the draw? Of course, Brighton have got either Forest or Ipswich. Is a bit hard because those are two different teams, so it's hard to predict. But who do you see going to the semi-final? Let's exclude Palace out of this.
I see Villa, Palace, Bournemouth, and Brighton.
That is crazy. If you deep the teams that you said there,
in the chat, put your 4 teams in the chat who you think will be in the semis. I'm saying Bournemouth, Brighton, Palace, Villa.
Yeah, City one would be an upset, of course, if Bournemouth beat them, despite them still playing at home and being good as they are. But if that was to happen, by the way, you look at it and you say, this is anyone's trophy. It's not just Palace. We're not favourites by any means, but like there's a serious chance there. And with the manager that we've got, if we can go past the Fulham mark and face against one of those teams, I mean, if it's not Glasgow, who is it going to be? Seriously, who is it going to be? Like, I've got so much faith in this manager. So, look, I don't want to get carried away. Everyone will fancy the chances, as David is saying, because, you know, teams will look at us and be like, look, that's Palace. They haven't won their FA Cup before. That, you know, we want to face them if they go through to the semi-finals. And we're looking at it the same way. But the moral of the picture is, it won't be us shuffled in with Liverpool, Arsenal, and all these other big teams. It will be basically City versus 3 other teams. So there's a good chance in the semi-final, if we were to go through, that we could be facing one of Villa or even like a Brighton or one of those sides to even go to the final. So I think it's wide open. It is wide open. Of course, City will be targeting to win this, but they're not
really
the same
scared of
City as well.
Yeah, I genuinely think like even the games that City have won recently, they haven't been against good quality teams. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Plymouth gave them issues yesterday. I think they really struggle against teams who are high energy, high press, good quality on the ball, and I think Bournemouth is a horrible fixture for them. I thought they was going to get Preston at home, if I'm being honest. I thought the 2 games that City did, the 2 games that City didn't want was Bournemouth or Forest away.
Exactly, and
I think
they're
teams,
going
especially teams that and the teams that are good at counter attacking always, because City's Pep doesn't know how to sit back.
Yeah. So even if like that, I'm around the same thinking. I'm not saying we would beat City, but I'm saying even if we ended up going through to the next round and did face City, this is the City side that you would want to face rather than the ones in previous years, because this one does have weaknesses so far this season. We have seen it. I'm not saying they're a bad side, but they do have weaknesses. They're not the same City that's going for a treble, for example. So yeah, even when we include City there, I think that needs to be taken into consideration. Andy's saying Villa, Bournemouth, Brighton, Palace. That's his prediction for 4. Palace, City, Scum, Forest. Getting ahead of myself, but imagine a Brighton versus Palace final. Would you want that? Because Patrick actually wanted this. He wants a Palace Brighton final, but you're saying no. I wonder. Let us know in the chat as well. What are you not thinking? Would you want a Palace Brighton final, or is that just too much for you to handle?
I could have a stroke with no underlying health issues with that game. That game could genuinely give me a stroke. Bro, I don't know how I could physically watch that game at Wembley.
You struggle to watch Palace Fulham. Are you gonna watch Palace Brighton honestly, at Wembley?
I would have to take something to calm my nerves, like some beta blockers or something to calm the nerves. Something that would be too much.
Bournemouth, Ipswich, Palace, Preston. That's a wild take. I think that's more hope than anything. That'd be crazy. But all of those teams.
I don't want Ipswich to go through. I want Brighton to play Forest.
Why?
because I don't Forest. I don't think
Ipswich.
I don't want Brighton to have Ipswich. I don't want Brighton to have Ipswich at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I think,
but imagine a Palace versus Brighton cup final, and it goes to penalties. Oh, all right.
David. There's Zen, and then there's getting Brighton, and listen, Brighton in the semis is just as bad as Brighton in the final. It's just mate. Those games are so intense, and even like that, like when we went to the Amex, like we're 2-0 up, and you can still feel the nerves. Could you imagine what it's like? Because obviously they're going to be looking for the only way Brighton will ever have bragging rights over us again is if they beat us in a substantial game like we did with Zaha. You know, like in the playoffs. If they get us in the semi-final of the FA Cup, that is their chance to have the complete upper hand again.
Would you rather face them in the finals than the semis? I'd rather just
semis.
You know what? I'd rather go finals. If we're gonna face each other, forget the semis. Let's just go to the finals. Let's go head to head.
They can still lose. If they beat us in the semis and they lose, I could cope with it. Could you imagine they beat us in the final? We watched Brighton lift the trophy in front of us.
Well, what if we beat them? You're just thinking about the negatives. What if we beat them? What if we beat them? That's what I'm saying. You're just nervous right now. Now. That's if Brighton do go through, by the way. If Brighton were to face Forest, who says that they do go through? You never know. But I do think that's a favourable draw for Brighton, though. Regardless, Forest.
It's a home draw, isn't it?
Actually, Ipswich Forest smashed them 7-0 not too long ago.
That's what I said, bro. But normally when that happens, their other team end up winning the next game.
Yeah. Big allocation at Fulham. Bring it on.
Do you think Forest are more focused on getting top 4 than they are the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think they would want to play Champions League. I think they'll try to balance the both. But I don't know Forest's fixtures, for example. I don't know who they would face. But look, Forest need to beat Ipswich tomorrow. It's the FA Cup. Like, there's no guarantees that Forest are going to beat Ipswich. So we don't even know the conclusion between them two. Beating Millwall and Brighton in a cup final would be massive scenes. Don't worry, we're having Patrick back for a final. Yeah, he said that he'll come back for a final, but not for the semi-finals or the quarterfinals. He doesn't want to.
Guys, I think if we put enough pressure on him to come for the semi,
he's not gonna come. He's not gonna come. He's got other plans, and plus he's like, I don't want to jinx it. He's like, He's like, if we lose in the final, then Palace have always lost in the final, so that's not on me. But he's like, if we lose in the semis, it's like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, he's coming for the final. If he's coming for the finals. That's what he told me when I was speaking to him. So I guess only time will tell. Is it good for us financially to get through to the quarters? Tim was talking about finance yesterday, but I don't think, I'll be honest, in terms of the financial picture, I don't think it's going to be anything major.
I don't think anyone cares about anything financial. It's glory, FA Cup glory, and European football. No fan cares about the financial stuff of getting into Europe, bro. I don't care one bit. Give me a trophy.
Yeah, I don't care about 5 million.
Listen, if we win the
FA Cup,
if we win the FA Cup and then go to Europe, I'll get a tattoo. You hear it now? I'll get a tattoo of the FA Cup.
Have you got any tattoos?
No, I've got none. I'll get a Palace FA Cup tattoo if we win the FA Cup.
That's crazy.
You can clip me up.
I can't do that. So that's but where are you gonna get it?
I'll let the chat decide.
Let the chat
when it happens, we'll have a poll.
If it happens, of course. Let's try to go through Fulham first. It's not Preston or Fen, with all due respect. Like, it's not like a guarantee. Even Preston wouldn't be a guarantee, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm confident. I'm happy with the draw, but yeah, it's no guarantee. Alex saying, I'll remind you, Lou, tats on his way. FA Cup tattoo, squashing a seagull.
I don't want nothing to do with a seagull. I mean, it would just be an FA Cup winners tattoo.
Do you agree with this comment? Better that we got an away draw than home because we're bad at home.
I think cup games are different to league games because people can't play for draws.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded a home draw, I'll be honest. But Fulham away is not too bad either. It's like a London club, so it should be fairly straightforward. And we faced them recently, so I guess we know what to expect. And we faced a strong Fulham side. They didn't have any injuries in that game that I can remember. So it's not like, oh, it's going to be different. Maybe they might try to approach something different, but yeah, we've got Glasner. Nobody else has him. Lou get the design. We all get tattoos. Imagine everyone matching tattoos.
Matching back of the nest tattoos.
Imagine the tattoos coming out some coat. Get fantastic. We got Super Oli Glasner. But yeah, it seems like everyone's happy. David's saying, yes, I'm happy away, and we dealt with them very comfortably. But yeah, I wonder the tickets. Yeah, I think we should be able to get tickets right for that.
No, that'll be easy. I think the most important thing is how much it keeps our season alive, and everyone buzzing. And obviously, if we get a win against Ipswich, man, the camp's just gonna be it's gonna be a great time to be a Palace fan. We can go into the international break and we can all relax and we can have like the last bit of the season to kind of rally together.
Yeah, and what was that stat that you put out on in the GC?
So it was in Hodgson's first season. He got to in first full seasons. Hodgson got to the quarters. In Vieira's first full season, we got to the semis. In Pardew's first full season, we were runners up. This is Glasner's first full season.
There's only one thing missing. There's only one thing missing, and that's like the final thing. That's like someone actually lifting the trophy. So like we've got it in all their first 4 seasons, we got somewhere, but yeah, runners up is the highest. Only winning one trophy would elevate. David saying winning a trophy would elevate us, would be golden times ahead. Exactly. Look, the big thing is we've got something to look forward to in the league. We've got an Ipswich game, and there's still hopes. I'm not saying we will, but there's still hopes about catching up to the pack, which we're not behind. We've got Ipswich coming up next. And then worst case scenario, if that went against us, we got a cup. So there's been times in previous seasons where we'd be here, March, and say, all right, what have we got? It's done. Are we staying up? And that's it. Like, we're out of the cup. We got nothing to play. But now we've genuinely got stuff to look forward to. And we've got a nice break as well. We've got a nice break. Hopefully Mateta can be healthy. The team will be going to Marbella before the Fulham game. There'll be the international break, so they'll be having a rest, holiday, it's a good time to be a Palace fan. And the key ingredient behind it all is the main man, Oli Glasner. Oli Glasner is the key ingredient behind it all because he's got us flowing with the wins, especially our home form recently has been fantastic. I did say that this week was going to be massive because there's an opportunity to prove ourselves. We proved it against Villa. We've done our job against Millwall. We got Ipswich at home as well. If we can beat Ipswich at home, that's 3 wins in a row at home, which is massive. And then we've got an away tie against Fulham afterwards, which we'll see if it will be a Saturday or Sunday. But regardless, I'm definitely.
Normally, they're quarterfinals. They do one on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, one on Monday.
Oh, it better not be a Friday. It better not be.
Anyways, guys, I got to go.
All right, cool. All right, see you later. I'm going to go through the chat. Then afterwards, we'll wrap up, people. David's saying it's a path getting into Europe, which would be good for the club, manager, and players. And you never know, we might not have to sell anyone then. Look, this is a big if. We're not even in the finals. We're in the quarterfinals. I think we're looking too far ahead. But we're just talking about scenarios. If we did end up going down the line, yes, playing in Europe would be great. But it's the fact that the manager comes in, and if he was to ever win a trophy, that would be incredible. And yeah, look, maybe Gahey then stays for another season. He's like, you know what? I want to play European football. We've achieved something here. I want to stay on. That could happen. So with contract focus, especially with the likes of Mark Gahey, if we do go far, if we do go all the way, which would be incredible, then maybe that could be the factor that keeps him at the football club for another season. Maybe he does sign an extension. We got to win it this time. Believe. Andy's saying, if we get to the finals, I'm getting on a plane from Scotland. Book me a ticket and I'll send the cast. The Lou, 100%. I think 10th or 9th plus a cup. I'm feeling positive. Man, I'll be happy with 11th or 12th and a cup. Anything and a cup would be good enough for me. Any update on JP? Yeah, there was a positive update yesterday evening on JP that he has been discharged from the hospital. And I believe he's got 25 stitches. He'll be monitored over the next few days. The players are off today. And I know that the players are off also tomorrow. So they'll be back to train on Tuesday. I don't know if JP had to go check in today. But yeah, there is a positive update. He has been discharged from St. George's Hospital. Things are looking good in that regards. And yeah, I think the club will take his time. He won't be there for the Ipswich game. I'll be shocked. But if we can get him fit, if we can get him ready in a month's time for the quarterfinal draw against Fulham away from home, who, by the way, JP caused a lot of problems at Fulham away. Anderson and Bassi struggled to contain him. And yeah, that would be massive. I think that is the main target for JP. We've seen with Nketiah against Millwall, where he ended up scoring a goal. Nketiah's got a bit of confidence right now, which gives me confidence going into the Ipswich game that even if we don't have JP, we've got a striker that's, you know, that has been scoring a few goals, and not just like Villa goal was great timing and, you know, great running. It was a tapping, yes, but the Millwall goal was a great header. And I thought overall he had a solid performance against Millwall as well. So I think for the one-off game against Ipswich, starting Nketiah, don't risk JP, and then try to target JP for that big game. Will Mitchell renew his contract if we win a cup? Mitchell's already renewed his contract, and there were lots of talks about it, but Mitchell's contract situation is a non-factor right now. Darren is saying quarter-final both cups under Glasner just shows how serious Ollie is about knockout football. Yes, even when we faced the likes of Norwich in the early stages of the League Cup, you saw this team that we put out. This manager is serious. He's not just here talking for the sake of talking. He's here, and he is literally showing it by his lineups, by his approach to cup games, that he's here to win. And that is the best that we can ask for. A manager that's not scared to face any team out there, that approaches every game with the mentality to win. And that is the reason why we were in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and now we're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Hopefully, FA Cup, we've known historically we've progressed further than we have in a League Cup. Hopefully, this time around, we can be talking about a semi-final. If we can beat Fulham, which would be massive. Thoughts on the split transfer window proposal? I haven't seen it, so you would have to enlighten me about that. Andy, me too. There was a time I remember Croydon decked out in red and blue, queuing at 6 a.m. for tickets. Happy days. Yeah, trust me, we'll be. I think everyone will be queuing up, even for the Fulham tickets. 6,000. I'll definitely be there. Chris saying there are no teams left that we can't beat on our day, even the current Man City team. That's what I said as well, Chris, and I truly believe that as well. This City team is not the same City team that we've seen in the past, where they're going for trebles. There are key weaknesses in the City side. So even Man United, to be fair, the only thing about Man United is like the psychological aspect, because they've always somehow managed to beat us, especially in the FA Cup, if we did get to the final. But when I'm looking there, with this Palace side and this group of players, I have faith that on our day, we have a chance of beating anyone. I truly believe that. So even the City side, if they were to go through and was to face them, I know that we'll give it our all. I know under Glasner that we've got a chance. So that's all that matters. But of course, we can't look too far ahead. We've got Fulham and we have to beat Fulham. But if we play like we did in the league game, then it should be that we should have a good chance. Luke saying Fulham is a tough game. I hope we can beat them. I think we can beat them. There's no this in London today. It's cancelled till next week because of availability. I wanted United in the final. I didn't, even though we've kind of got the results against them in recent times. If you're a Palace fan, you've known about United in cup finals against Palace. It just really hasn't gone in our favor. But yeah, this won't impact us if you're talking about that. Yeah, so teams that's competing in the Club World Cup, they'll be having, I think, a week or 2 weeks early access to the transfer window. So I don't think this would impact us, because we won't be able to sign any players, but we'll be able to sell players if the likes of City or other teams wanted one of our players. But I don't think it's a major situation. Mateta will boss that game. No way Anderson can handle him. That's the big thing now. We're looking at the day. It's the 2nd of March. We've got about 3 weeks to get Mateta back to the levels, and hopefully in about 3 weeks' time, he should be ready to play. That's the big area that I'm looking at. But by the way, people, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, send them through as well. Before we wrap up, I'll just answer a few. As I said, the Sean Scannell interview, check that out, and also the match day vlog that dropped today from the Millwall game. Check that out as well, which Patrick was at the game. I think Mateta will be even better after the injury, hungry to score. Yeah, I think this Palace side are hungry to not just score, but to win. If you see some of the reactions from the players, even from the post-Millwall game, and people are talking about, we're looking to go all the way. There's, they're kind of confident. You normally have players or managers that kind of be like, we'll take a game at a time and we'll see where it goes. But Palace, I think it was Nketiah. He said that I would like to win the FA Cup with this group of players with Crystal Palace. He's won it with Arsenal. Like, we are talking about down the line, and we're giving that positive energy, basically saying that it would be great. It would be great to go to the final with Palace. So yeah. Who do you want our quarterfinal opponent to be? It's already happened. We've got Fulham in the next round. So yeah, and that was my second team that I wanted. The first would have been Preston North End. So I'm not upset over that. Mateta's first goal back will be iconic, 100%. If Eddie needs to play, remember he scored for Arsenal versus bigger clubs in Europe too. We have a good backup that will get the job done. And that's the reason why I am more confident about Eddie playing against Ipswich than I would like so Odson Edward, for example, for like a one-off game. You think we have a chance of winning it at all? Yeah, I do. We definitely have a chance. We definitely have a chance of winning it at all. I'm not saying we are going to win it, but when you look at some of the teams that are remaining, when you look at this Palace team under Glasner, yeah, I mean, we've proven even Bournemouth away from home, which all the top 6 sides have struggled against, we didn't lose against them. We drew against them. I think with Glasner, I think there is a chance, 100%. We've got Eddie in the league, and this could be his time to get settled through starting games. Yeah, if he scores against Ipswich as well, that'll be 3-3, and that'll be massive for his confidence. I can tell that his confidence is increasing. And the biggest thing about Eddie is that everyone at the football club, whenever they speak about him, they talk about his attitude and how hard he's been working. So I think if there's one player that deserves it, it is him. It is him. So I'm happy that Eddie's been scoring goals. Perfect fixture for Eddie to come in as well. When you, Lou, and Patrick go to games together, we tend to win. Well, Patrick won't be at the Ipswich game, so we'll see. And he won't be at the quarterfinal game. So hopefully we can still win as well. Do you think Mateta will be playing with mask of some sort? I don't know. I don't know because of his ear problem. I don't know if a mask will help. So it's hard for me to say right now. But hopefully, even if he doesn't play against Ipswich, he might not need a mask. He might just, I don't know, something to do with it. I'm not a doctor. But I doubt it might be a mask. Yeah, biggest thing about Eddie was his confidence. He's got that boost. Exactly, he has got that boost. But look, people, gonna wrap up there. If you've just joined us now, you can catch up me and Lou and I's reaction to the draw. Of course, we've got Fulham away from home in the quarterfinals. Some other big ties: Bournemouth against City. Can Bournemouth do an upset? Brighton could be facing Forest or Ipswich Town, depending on tomorrow's game, and Preston North End against Aston Villa. So there's some good draws there. Palace have already beaten Fulham away from home. Can we do it again? Only time will tell, but that's it from me. Like, subscribe, and until next time, up the Palace.